Hey guys, welcome to the video and welcome to another live. All right, let's see here guys. Let me go there. All right, so how you guys doing today? Good afternoon to all of you. Today we're going to be talking about some sacrifices you got to make to get rich. Excuse me. Now, as you guys know, we come on here at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, maybe even 4 times a week, but usually at least twice a week. Thursdays, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Saturdays, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And we always talk money. Sometimes we talk about the U.S. economy and what's going on in the economy. Sometimes we have a conversation about personal financial topics and things that are going to affect us or that do affect us. But whether it's the U.S. economy, the Fed funds rate, inflation, managing money, budgeting money, whatever it may be, it's all centered around making sure you get better with managing and better with growing your money or investing your money. We hit all things money, guys. So today's topic is the things that you have to sacrifice, and no, you cannot have it all. I don't care what they told you and what was said to you down the road back in the day. You just can't have it all. In order to build wealth, in order to make money, you're going to have to sacrifice some things. Most of us, right? Like 99.9% of us are not going to inherit a bunch of money, right? Most of us are coming from where I came from. Not much. So in terms of finances, right? So we've got to do some things, and that means a lot of it is sacrifice, right? Sacrifices you have to make if you want to be rich. Listen, you don't have to sacrifice everything. I'm not telling you that, but I am telling you that you're going to have to give up some things if you want to build some wealth, okay? Now, on this live, I want to talk about 5 things in particular that I know that, I had to give up for the most part, some of them more than others. But these are things that kind of are staples, right, that you have to give up. Guys, let me know that you can hear me in the chat. Just give me a thumbs up. Yes, I can hear you. And let me know where you're checking in from. I always like to ask you guys where you're from. We get folks from all over the world, usually South Africa, Brazil, UK. I mean, we get them from everywhere, guys. So let me know where you're checking in from, guys. How you doing today, RC? Good to have you from Boynton Beach, looks like. We have Guyanese girl checking in from Guyana, down in South America. We got a lot of folks in here. Yep, we got a thumbs up. Fantastic. Of course, we got Las Vegas in the house. We always have Las Vegas here. I appreciate you being here. And we got Chicago as well. Wilmington, Illinois, is that right? So we got folks from everywhere. We got a bunch of folks checking in. As you come in, guys, make sure you smash the like button. And let's jump to it. Let's get into it, guys. By the way, you're going to find some free stuff in the description box below. You can check that out, right? But, building wealth, guys, we're talking straight building wealth right here. Building wealth is not easy, okay? It's not simple. It's not something that's going to come quickly. It takes time. Rich is a process for most of us, right? But we got to sacrifice what we're doing today so we can have more down the road. Right? What we do in the next 10 years with our money and the level of our sacrifice in the next 10 years is going to determine what's going to happen with our life and the choices that we are going to have to make down the road, right? So that's why right now is important to sacrifice. And I can only tell you what I do on this channel, guys. I only tell you what I did. I don't really get off into a lot of the other stuff that other people do. I can pretty much just tell you what I've done and what I've been able to sacrifice to get to where I'm at. So let's jump into it. Looks like we got some folks in here from Texas. Good to have you. Gemini, good to have you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Jackson, Mississippi is here. Fire Mike, thanks for the super chat. Fire Mike is coming in hot, right? Columbus, Ohio's here as well. And we got Ontario, Canada up in here. So quite a few. Guys, don't forget to share this link to this video to somebody that you know, family, friend, maybe a young person, older person who says, okay, what do I got to do if I want to start getting better with my money? This is a good video to watch. All right. Again, you ain't got to give up everything, but you're going to have to give up something. You cannot have it all. It just don't work like that. Number one, let's jump into it, guys. Number one is this. You're going to have to give up a large portion of your free time if you want to build some wealth. You really do. And I'm talking about for most of us, right? Nothing is absolute. So there's some people that don't have to give up nothing. Somebody's going to invent something. Somebody's going to create an app. Somebody's going to come out and have amazing amount of talent doing something, whether, playing the piano, whatever it could be, right? But that's a very, very tiny, tiny percentage of us, right? Even those people still have to sacrifice something, right? But you got to give up some of this free time. You cannot spend your time the same way everyone else spends their time if you want to have different than everyone else. If you want to be regular, that's cool. Listen, this channel, Smart Money Bro on YouTube, is not for regular people, right? It's not for regular people that just want to live a regular life and just want to have regular money and just keep spending their time like regular people spend their time. I've invited you to my YouTube channel because you want to be different, right? I've invited you to my YouTube channel because you want something more, something above average. So, if you just want to be average, cool, not a problem. But if you want to be wealthy or have wealth or build wealth, you can't be average. You can't spend your time like average people spend their time. You cannot, spend all of your time on your hobbies. You just can't do that unless your hobby is something you can monetize, right? If you want to have some wealth or have some riches or build some wealth, you may want to take up a hobby where you can monetize the hobby and then make money at the hobby, right? But, you just got to spend your time differently. You cannot spend all your free time as free time, right? You got to be doing something different, doing something more, right? If your hobby can't put money in your pocket, then you got to make that a cool little passion you do on the side. But you don't really have a whole lot of time for a whole lot of hobbies and spending all of your free time doing your hobbies if your hobbies are not being monetized, if you want to build wealth. And again, if you don't want to build wealth, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But if you want to build wealth, you got to spend your free time a little bit different. You got to be gathering some information. You got to be getting a trade or figuring out a way where you can make more money, bring in more income, right? You got to be bringing in new information. You got to be learning new information. You got to be developing yourself. You got to be changing. You got to be evolving. You have to be growing. You have to be building. You have to be creating something. You have to be producing something, right? I think I said in another video or live I had, guys, I haven't worked 40 hours a week in, I'm going to say probably more than 25, probably 25 years ago or more. I haven't worked just 40 hours in a week. I have a job full time, right? And I work my job at my job. But, I didn't go from nothing to a 7-figure net worth just by chilling, just by spending my free time hanging out, playing video games, right? I didn't do that. And nothing wrong with video games. If you play video games, that's cool. Try to monetize playing video games if you play video games as a hobby, again, right? But, it wasn't by accident that I was able to grow wealth. It was planning. It was budgeting. It was reading. It was investing. It was buying real estate, managing real estate, and having rental property. It was working side jobs. I worked a bunch of jobs, done it all, right? I think I first started with a side job in 1998. I was working at Circuit City in 98 on the sales floor, commission sales. Then I went and worked at Dillard's selling shoes. I've worked at Home Depot. I've always had rental properties since the year 2000. I worked at Eddie Bauer. I did starting in 2012 or so. I did eBay on the side. I mean, I've done a bunch of stuff, a bunch of jobs, and even before 98, I graduated college in 94, but always had a side gig, side hustle, something on the side, right? For the last 3 or 4 years, working one-on-one with folks in terms of with their money, right? Helping people one-on-one, right? I do voiceovers on the side right now as well, right? I have a YouTube channel, still have a full-time job. Look, the point I'm trying to get at is your free time you need to be occupied in your free time as much as possible if you want to build wealth. Now, if you don't, again, that's cool. I'm not mad at you. Not mad at you at all, right? But you gotta be willing to put in the work in your free time. Yes, go to work 9 to 5, cool. I'm not against jobs. Jobs is okay. I'm good with jobs, right? 9 to 5s are okay by me. But you got to be willing to, what are you doing from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m.? What are you doing from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.? Right? It can't just be Netflix and chill every night. Right? The easy life is something that has to go out the door if you want to build wealth. The relaxing all the time, sitting around, doing nothing after work, right? You can't build wealth if all you do is go to your 9 to 5, come home. It's going to be long. You can do it, but it's going to take you a lot longer. You go to work, you come home, you watch TV, play some video games, watch a football game or a basketball game, right? Hang out with friends, whatever. Wash, rinse, and repeat the next day. Wash, rinse, and repeat the next day. Again, you got to have some ambition within you. Ambition to get up and do something a little bit different than everybody else is doing. Right? You just can't do it. It just doesn't work like that. And there's nothing wrong if that's your life. That's up to you. But you just can't build wealth, or if you do, it's going to take you twice as long. Right? Going to work, coming home, chilling, that's the person that's content with what's going on. Content with work, coming home and chilling. Just content with work, coming home, chilling. Cool. You just don't have that ambition to build some wealth. You got to have a little more inspiration, a little more encouragement to get up and do some other things. You got to be building something. You got to be producing something. You got to be creating something. I'm not knocking the chill life, but you just ain't building a whole lot of wealth when you're heavily inundated with the chill life. You have to sacrifice and give up that easy, chill life, which means your free time. I'm not telling this. I'm kind of a straight shooter. I'm kind of a straight shooter with this stuff. Okay. But you got to get busy with ideas, busy with learning, busy with, again, producing something, busy with coming up with creating something. If you're not creating anything, create a budget and a plan and some goals and some action steps. If that's all you want to create that, right? You just can't indulge hours and hours and hours every day in front of the TV or in front of the video game console. If you play video games, I'm not mad at you. I know some guys, they get really upset when people talk about their video games. Like, I work hard, I can't come home and chill. Sure, you can come home and chill. Just make sure that you understand it's going to take you 40 years to build wealth instead of 20 years to build wealth. Right? You have to devote your time to doing other things that are going to lead you to a new space, acquiring new knowledge, acquiring new skills, right? That's going to contribute to your financial success, right? Attending the seminars, reading the books, listening to the podcast, learning about personal finances, investing, wealth building, right? Building a business, building your assets, paying off your debt, building some cash flow streams, right? Whatever it may be. Too much leisure and too much entertainment is going to keep you broke. Now, I don't know who else will say it, but I don't mind coming out and saying what needs to be said. Too much leisure, too much entertainment, too much chilling is going to keep you too much of right where you are right now in a lot of ways. Okay? Like I said, guys, I like to just tell the truth, right? We don't have to come out and just play games with it and act like I don't have any courses that I'm going to sell you. If you don't like how I come across with it or say it straight out, I don't have courses that I'm going to sell you. I don't have to retain you as a watcher, right? So listen, I'm just trying to tell you the truth because the truth is what's going to move you to another level. not me pushing everything under the rug and making it sound sweet and kind for you to make sure you feel good about it. Right? So I just, hey, I want you to be successful, but I can't get you to success if I have to sugarcoat the way I have to say it. Right? If we got to keep it all sweet and kind for you to make sure your feelings aren't hurt, I may not be able to get you to another level. Sometimes you got to face the music. Right? And if you're that guy, that lady who you don't like to do anything extra, you don't want to do anything extra, you're just content with where you are, then you're going to be right where you are. I'm not mad at you. Right? But the goal of this channel on YouTube is to try to move you to a different way of thinking, trying to revamp you, change you into being a person that wins with money instead of always getting beat up by money. Right? I don't know about you. I got tired of not having money, of being an intelligent person in America and still being broke. That's not a cool way to be, right? So you got to give up that easy, chill life because you got to spend your free time doing something different. You cannot chill when you're building. Builders don't chill, right? They don't chill very often because they're in the process of building. People that are in the process of creating, they don't spend a lot of time chilling. I guarantee you check with anybody who has a full-time YouTube gig or they're making content for YouTube. They don't spend a lot of time chilling. It may look like it, but they don't. They're busy because creators don't have time to chill. Right? I got to go to work at work. And then when I get off work, I got to work on me. Right? I can't spend 8 hours a day giving it to the job and then not have enough left for me to work on me, to build me up, right? Like I said, guys, I started this thing back in the late 90s when I worked at Circuit City and then I worked at Dillard's and it's been side gig after side gig after side gig. Listen, in 2009 or 10, somewhere around then, I was sitting over at Home Depot part-time working. I probably had $100,000 net worth. I was sitting at Home Depot in the flooring department. I worked flooring department at Home Depot, right? That was my second job, right? But I always had the real estate as well since 2000. But I understood a long time ago, the more that I want to grow, the more I had to give up the chill life. I had to go ahead and go to work. I had to put in the work. I had to put in the extra hours, right? Let me be clear about this, guys. I'm not saying you have to work yourself to death. Don't ever work yourself to death. It's not that serious, right? It's just not that serious. I'm not telling you to work yourself to death. But this doesn't have to be about two extremes, right? You don't either have to chill all day or work yourself to death. There's a fine line in the middle where you can actually put in a lot of extra work and still not be working yourself to death. Or working yourself to exhaustion, right? That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm just saying, don't spend all your time chilling that you have as free time. Sacrifice the easy life. That's the first thing you got to sacrifice is some of this free time. Right? And I think sometimes we underestimate the amount of free time that we have. We really do. I think a lot of us do have more free time than we think we have. But don't get me wrong, guys. Again, if you don't want to do that, that's cool. But like I said, this channel is for people that want to be above average, not just average. I want you to get above average so you can have above average, right? So you can win with money and stop, again, losing with money. You don't want to be losing with money. Okay, what do we got to do? Do something different with your time. Guys, don't forget, smash the like button below for me. Please hit the like button and share the video. Share the link with somebody, right? Let's see here. Hey, Miss V, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you decided to check in today with me. Good to see you as always, Miss V. Again, thanks for that super chat. I appreciate it. And just looking at a few of these. Okay, let's go to number 2 because I got 5 of these guys. I want to share this information with you because, again, I want you to get to another level. Number 2, the second thing that you got to sacrifice. This is the second thing that you have to give up immediately. Again, anybody that told you you don't have to sacrifice anything and you can have it all, they lied to you. You can't have it all. You got to give up some things to get some other things. You give up some things now, you get more things down the road. The second thing you got to give up is you got to give up the fear of losing and the fear of failure and the fear of, oh, what if I don't achieve it? Or what if I can't do it? You got to toss that out the window. You cannot build wealth. You cannot build anything if you're nervous, you're scared, you don't want to do it. Right? You're scared to the point of where you don't act. You don't do anything. And you're fearful and worried all the time about what if you fail. Forget about that. Listen, we all fall. I've failed a lot of times with money. And I talk about it on this channel quite a bit. I made a lot of mistakes with money. I've ran credit cards up to the max. I've written a bad check accidentally, right? Had overdrafts on my account left and right. I had student loans for 31 years. 31 years. Some of you listeners ain't even been around, ain't been alive 31 years. I had student loans for 31 years, right? I made a lot of mistakes with money, right? The key is I did a few other good things with money that are a few more good things with money than I did bad things with money, right? I mean, think about, listen, me sitting right here in front of you doing this YouTube video. I could have fear doing this. I'm broadcasting on LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube. I'm on 2 Facebook groups. I'm on Twitter or X. I'm all over the place, right? I could have fear right now doing this, right? But I just, I practice a lot. Right? I mean, I used to do lives in here for a year and a half with 5 or 10 people in the live, right? Now we do it with hundreds of people in the live. But the point is that fear is going to be there, right? Fear is going to be there. You can't get rid of fear, but when it comes to your money, you can't let fear hold you back from doing things with your money. And I know if I had a personal conversation with, all the 100+ people in the chat, we all have some fears when it comes to money, right? Based on either how we grew up or based on some of our past experiences and what we did and didn't do, the mistakes that were made, what happened to this stock market, I lost this money, I invested here, right? We've all done those things, right? But I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't do stuff despite being fearful. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now with money or in life in general if I let fear hold me back. People that are successful at anything, guys, money, whatever they do, people that are successful, especially people that build wealth, they do a lot of things while they're scared and they do them anyway, right? They take the chances anyway, right? Wealthy people, they do a lot of stuff that fails. But if you want to win more with money, you have to be willing to fail more, right? You got to be willing to fail more in order to get the wins. The failure is what brings on the wins, right? That's true in life. It's true with anything you're doing. It's true with money, right? And remember, fear is just a feeling. Fear is usually just something you made up in your head, in your brain about the future. That's all. That's what fear is. You made something up, right? Well, I forget what is the acronym for fear? False evidence appearing real or something like that, right? It's just something that's made up a lot of times. You're making up something about a future event that hasn't even gotten here yet. Right? That's what fear is. Successful people who build wealth, they go ahead and study, do their research, and they make that investment after they study and do their research. Right? After they study and do their research, they still invest in the property. They still make the investment in the property after they've done their study, after they've done their research, their analysis. They still go ahead and pull the trigger, or they make it happen, right? Right? They take the class, they take the test, they attend the workshops, whatever it may be, right? They go ahead and give that and talk in front of people, but you were scared to talk in front of people. You wouldn't believe, guys, how many people I talk to that say, you know what, I want to have a YouTube channel. I want to do a YouTube channel. I got some important stuff I want to talk about, but I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit nervous. Look, you got to step out there on the limb, right? You got to go ahead and gather that team, build that coalition, and get rolling. Go ahead and punch fear in the face and hit record, like we say, right? Right? Go ahead and go on that podcast, although you're scared, you don't know what to say, right? Somebody asks you to be a guest on a podcast. Go do it, right? You cannot be scared to step on a limb and try some things, even when you're scared, right? You don't build wealth being too nervous, and so you hide all your money under the mattress. You don't invest 15. You only invest 5% in the stock market because you're a little bit not sure. You're a little bit nervous about the stuff. You're scared. Listen, that can hurt you for 100. That can get you for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars down the road because you were scared. You want to put all your money under the mattress because you were too fearful to invest in that rental property, right? You've got to sacrifice your fear and your fear of losing, your fear of failure. You got to come up out of your comfort zone if you want to build wealth, right? Your safety net. You got to take some chances and take the risk and do something you've never done before in order to what? In order to get something you don't have, right? I like to tell folks, listen, you got to get used to being uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, I should say, right? If you want to win with money, you got to give up the fear. You got to let it go. You got to fail. It's okay to fail. Failure's not horrible. You just learn from your mistakes. I could do a whole live about my failures with money, but guess what? I came back. I got up. I kept going. I kept moving forward, right? The one thing that a lot of people like to do with money, they like to look back on their past mistakes and the problems and the things they did wrong. Well, I messed up this. I'm 50 years old and I messed up here. I'm 60 years old and I messed. So what? You messed up. We all mess up. Move on. Let's get going. What can you do right today to right the ship and get going in the right direction? Stop wallowing in your fears that you had or the fears that you have because of the mistakes that you made. All of that stuff is behind you. Move forward. Here's how you move forward, right? Be willing to say, I'm scared, but I'm going to do it scared anyway. You know, I did all my research on that piece of real estate. I did all my research. I ran all the numbers. I got all my foundation stuff done, right? I got my emergency fund. I have my debt is paid off, right? And I ran all the numbers and I'm just a little bit nervous to go ahead and take the leap. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Stop being scared and start being successful with your money. Number 3, let's go to number 3. I got 5 of these guys. Oh, by the way, don't forget, in the description box, Mint Mobile is down there. I use Mint Mobile. Check them out. Last live, I think we had a bunch of people several people that said they use Mint Mobile. It's great. It's less expensive. I partner with them, so I believe in them. That's why I push them. And by the way, this live stream is brought to you by STREAMYARD. Right? StreamYard, super easy to use. If you ever want to do some streaming to various platforms at one time, StreamYard is excellent. Okay? Check them out. There's a link to them in the description box below as well. There's some free stuff in the description box, 24 Laws of Money. By the way, I do one-on-one financial mentoring and coaching. There's links to that in the description box below as well. Where I sit in front of you, we talk about your personal financial situation because personal finances is personal. A lot of things just don't fit everybody. Some things do, right? So there's some absolutes, but some things just don't fit everybody. Your personal situation is a little bit different because you're different, right? Your risk tolerance level is not like somebody else, right? You want to play it a little safer. They don't. You're a different age, whatever. Everybody's different. So I do these one-on-ones with folks to help them with their personal finances as well. And I'll give you a whole new way of looking at your own money. And that's the beauty of what I do when I do those one-on-ones. We get on a Zoom call and all that good stuff. And because I'm a real person that really wants to help people, right? Not just out here want to sell you something. Number 3, let's go to number 3. Number 3, the third thing you got to do to give up, the third thing you got to give up immediately if you want to build some wealth, that you got to sacrifice is this one. And don't beat me up for this one, whatever you do. Okay, please don't beat me up for this one, but somebody got to say it. And I've always been the person that says what everybody else won't say. Thanks for the shout out and thanks for the super sticker fire, Mike. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. The third thing you got to sacrifice is you're going to have to sacrifice some friendships with people when you start to build wealth, if you want to build wealth. Let's just get down and dirty with it and tell the truth, and let's just be honest. You got to get away from negative people. You got to. A lot of people don't want to say it. I'll say it. Even if they're in your family, if they're negative people, you're going to have to maybe separate. You can love them from a distance, perhaps. You will not start to build wealth and do things different with money and start to win with money and be free from haters. Haters come with the territory. And sometimes the haters are in your own family. Thankfully, I haven't had to experience a lot of that, okay, to be honest with you guys. Most of these things I've experienced, but I haven't really experienced a lot of that. No, have not, right? But I talk to people every single day who have experienced it quite a bit. The moment you begin to make changes, guys, the moment you begin to make changes with your money and with your life, your financial decisions, you're going to have some haters. They're going to come out the woodworks. The people who you thought would be for you, the people who you thought would be supporting you, the people who you thought would be pushing you on to get better with your money and to build wealth, they're not going to be there like you thought they were. Okay? They just won't. And somebody said, I think Miss V said in the chat, lots of dream killers. Absolutely. A lot of people just aren't, a lot of people just are not interested in your success. They're not. And we just got to be honest about it. Everyone's not going to be pleased with you or what you're doing when you're on this financial journey. You got to settle that in your mind and move on. Right? You just got to tell the truth. Good, bad, ugly, but we just can't sweep that under the rug like it doesn't occur, because it does occur. Right? Talk to a lot of families that, there's people in their family that want to hold them back, try to hold them back, wish they would stay back there with them. People that are doing nothing in life typically want you to do nothing with them, especially if they've known you for a long time. You had these friends since middle school and high school, college. Now y'all 40 years old, they still want to kick it to the club and spend $100 on a bottle, and you don't want to do that because that's not your life no more, right? Now you go to church, you gave your life to Christ, whatever it may be, and you don't want to hang out like that. You don't want to spend your money in that way because you're trying to build some wealth and do things different with your money. Listen, they want you to kick it with them. There's people in your circle that don't care to see you succeed. They don't care to see you build wealth and would rather see you, unfortunately, there's people that watch you just to see you fail. They want to see how hard you fall and how soon you fall, and they want to run. They love the drama, right? But this is not the Shay room or whatever, right? Listen, people love the drama. Do you see what's happening with Shannon Sharp's YouTube channel, right? People love drama. They love the battle, right? They love the verses, right? A lot of people would rather see you fail with your money and say, I told you so, right? Or at least stay back in the pack with them, right? There's a lot of people that will say, hey, okay, just because you're doing something different right now, you don't have to be, have to look down on us. You'll hear that. I don't know what circle you've been in. I can tell you where I've come from and what I've seen, right? A lot of people don't want you to succeed with money. Just be honest about it. It's sad. It's unfortunate, but it happens. So let's not act like it doesn't happen, right? There's people in your circle who are there to test whether or not you're going to stay on track or you're going to come back and go back there with them. or you're going to leave them and go start succeeding. And there's some people that will talk bad about you on your way out the door, by the way, right? But you may have to sacrifice some lifelong friendships, some lifelong associations, some lifelong buddies and girlfriends, or right, in order to actually win with money. Again, could be a cousin, could be a sibling, could be a parent, right? But if you're the type of person that you want to please everybody and you want to have all your friends and you have this need to be liked by everyone that's around you, you're going to have to give up that. When you start winning with money and doing things differently with money, you're going to lose people because you've shifted your direction, right? You was going along here, chilling. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, come over. Let's play some. Let's get into the game for the next 2 or 3 hours. Let's play the game. Boom. Let's sit down and play the game for 3 or 4 hours, right? But when you tell that person, I can't come over to the game, man, I'm building something right now. I'm creating something right now. I'm doing something different. I'm going to the library. I'm doing some research. I'm analyzing some things to see what my next move. I'm working on my budget tonight. I can't do that. You may lose some friendships because you're not doing what you used to do with money. You're not doing what you used to do with your free time, right? You're not going to want to spend your money and your time on the things that you used to spend your money and your time on. You're not going to want to hang out where you used to hang out, when you used to hang out there, and spend all the money that you used to hang out. When you used to go out, you bought the round for everybody, right? Or you bought a table. I guess that's how it works nowadays, right? But you're not going to be in those certain atmospheres. It's going to happen. Or maybe it's not that. Maybe it's just that, now you're doing something different with your money. You're not going to go on that vacation. You're going to wait. You're going to do this. You're saving up this. You're working on that. It don't have to be in the club situation, right? It doesn't have to be like that way. It could be otherwise. But you're going to find yourself growing with money, and everyone around you, not everyone, but a lot of people around you or some people around you won't be growing in the same direction. They're not going to grow with you. Right? Therefore, you're not going to be able to go where you used to go and do what you used to do. Right? It's just what happens. I'm not going to say it's good. I'm not going to say it's bad, but it is what it is. Right? Somebody said you want to lose some friendships in the chat here. Right? Crabs in a barrel mentality is out there. It's out there. It really is. It's real. As a person that came from where I was to where I am, I've seen some things. Okay? Number 4. Let's go to number 4. The fourth thing that you got to sacrifice, and you got to give this up immediately if you want to build some wealth. Again, guys, please don't beat me up for this, but I got to say it. I got to say it. Can I say it? I hope I can say it. And you may not like me, but I'm going to say it, okay? You have to give up some of your expensive self-care in order to win with money. You cannot spend $5,000 a year on trips around the world, and you make $40,000 a year, and you spend $5,000 of it on the trips to Dubai, Greece, and Cancun, wherever you go. You just can't. You just can't do that, right? I mean, you can do it. You can do it all you want to. It's your money. You do what you want to do, right? You can do it, right? People get real possessive. You don't tell me what to do. Listen, you can do whatever you want to do. Just don't plan on building a lot of wealth that way. That's all I'm saying. You can go to Dubai, Greece. You can go to 5, 6, 10. You can spend $20,000 a year on vacation if you want to. You can do anything you want. That's the beauty of being an adult. But if you're trying to build wealth, you're hurting yourself because you're not sacrificing today to go wherever you want to go tomorrow. You just can't build wealth that way when you believe and you think in your head that self-care has to be expensive. Self-care has to cost a lot of money. No, it really doesn't have to cost a lot of money, right? But if you believe it does, then you'll act accordingly, because everything starts in the mind. How you believe is how you behave, and how you behave is your outcomes with money. So if you believe it, I gotta spend listen, money is not equal to happiness. Money is not equal to joy. And if you believe that money equals happiness and money equals joy, then you'll keep spending so much money on self-care because you think self-care costs a lot of money. Self-care doesn't have to cost a lot of money, right? If you want experiences over wealth, cool, you can have that. Your life, your choice, your money, your choice, right? And that's okay. Just remember the $5,000 you spend a year on your expensive vacations and trips for those experiences. Over the course of 15 years or so, that could be $150,000, $200,000, right? Over the course of 15 years, right? I'm not telling you don't live your life today. I want you to live your life today. I want you to have fun today. But if you feel like you have to spend $600 a month on your haircuts or your hair or your nails or the football tickets or whatever, if you feel like you budget $600 a month to have fun, that's cool. Go have fun. Just remember that over the course of 10, 15, 20 years, that's costing you. You have to find ways, if you want to build wealth, you got to get out of the habit of believing that money equals happiness. And spending money equals happiness. And spending money equals joy, because it doesn't. Right? You have to find ways to manage your wants, and you have to find ways to say no to you and develop the notion and the idea and the mindset that you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a lot of fun. You don't have to spend a lot of money to enjoy a lot of life. Right? Inexpensive self-care is okay. And inexpensive self-care is self-care too. Right? Heck, watching your money and taking good care of managing your money is self-care. It's just not self-care for today. It's self-care for you down the road when you can invest your money, save your money, manage your money well. You're managing the future self-care that you're going to need in 10 to 15, 20 years. You're managing that well by managing your money well today. That's self-care, right? You need to get in the habit of keeping the cost down, inexpensive ways to have self-care. And I could name a bunch of them, right? We could name a bunch of them in the chat. Inexpensive ways to self-care, right? Matter of fact, let me know how you self-care in the chat, guys. We're on YouTube and we're several other places. Drop it in the chat. Let me know how you self-care in an inexpensive way. Inexpensively take care of yourself, calm yourself down, relax yourself, de-stress. For me, it's walking, right? It's walking. I like to walk. So I try to walk almost every day, at least a couple of miles a day. And I enjoy it. And when the weather is right, I like to be outside, sort of in nature and walking, right? That's wonderful self-care for me. Right? How do you actually self-care? Let me know in the chat, guys. Listen, as I always say, I got some really, really smart, intelligent people that come on this channel to watch my lives. Very knowledgeable people. So I enjoy when you guys give me feedback, or at least tell me what you're doing in the chat, because I can trust you guys, right? I can trust you in terms of, the intelligence that I have in this chat is amazing. Some people said, okay, cook. Some people said they cook, right? Yoga, long hot baths, camping. Somebody said camping. Somebody said hit the bag. Manuel Flores, does that mean punch bag? Yeah, that's always a good de-stressor, right? A good foot soak, audible earbooks. And a positive mindset, and a bath, long bath, right? Right? Work out, right? Cut my own hair. Guys, I'm bald now. You hardly ever see me without a hat on, but I cut my hair for a lot of years. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. I saved a lot of money, by the way. That was when I was a teenager. I started cutting my hair back when I was 18 years old. or 17 years old. So there's a lot of ways you can self-care. We got a bunch of them going up there. Thanks, Fire Mike, be bringing the heat with the super chats. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much again for that super chat. Somebody says, number one, reading a real book, not on screen. Yeah, less screen time is good. We all need less screen time, I know. Go to the gym, try to get 10,000 steps in. I think they say 2,000 steps is a mile. So 10,000 steps in. There's lots of ways, guys. You have to find ways how you can de-stress, get rid of the anxiety, take an inexpensive vacation, whatever it may be, that doesn't cost so much money. You have to find ways to self-care for cheap, self-care for free. A lot of times for me, guys, the best self-care I think is outside, right? Do something outside, right? If you feel like you have to spend so much money every single month pampering yourself, you're going to have a hard time building wealth, right? Now, if you're already wealthy, that's a whole other story. You got the money, right? But you have to identify your needs and your wants, separate the wants and the needs, and minimize the money that you spend on those wants. Right? Inexpensive self-care is huge. You got to give it up. Let's go to number 5. Don't forget, guys, smash the like button for me. Okay, don't smash. Gently tap the like button for me, all right? And again, share this video, right? The best way you can support this channel is simply sharing this video with other people. This is free information, free game, free game, free game, right? Somebody says reading. I love reading. Somebody said, go Chiefs. Yeah, I'm doing a show. Let me tell you this, guys. Saturday, I think it's Saturday, maybe Sunday, Saturday. Look for your notification. Saturday, more than likely, it'll be Saturday, 11 o'clock a.m. I'm going to come on here and do a show, and we're going to talk about Super Bowl money. I want to talk about the money that's generated from the Super Bowl. It'll blow your mind when you start reading about it. So we're going to come on here on Saturday and do a video about that. Let's see here. Somebody says working out in my own home gym. Yes, in the park. Chilling in the park, not chilling, but walking in the park. Excellent, right? Let's see. Call a friend that you haven't seen for a while. Have that conversation or go see them. Excellent, Kathy. It's a great suggestion for something to do that's inexpensive, right? When you ever had that conversation with that friend you haven't talked to in a long time, and after the conversation, you're like, man, that was good. Man, that was good to catch up. That's peace. Man, I needed that. That felt good, right? Having a good conversation with somebody you haven't talked to in a while is always good, right? Yeah, Super Bowl money is going to be an interesting topic. Let's jump to number 5. Number 5 says, this is what you have to give up immediately if you want to build some wealth. You have to give up immediate gratification. Delayed gratification is the cornerstone of financial success. Let me say that again, guys. Delaying gratification is the cornerstone of financial success. It's the cornerstone, man. If you can't delay gratification and tell yourself no, you're in trouble. You can't do it. You're in trouble. You can't build wealth if you can't say no to you and delay that gratification until down the road. This is why when you have a child, one of the exercises you need to be doing with that young person is, and they may not know you're doing it, right? And I'm talking about 2, 3, 4-year-old. You need to try to teach them how to delay gratification. Hold off for something else down the road. Learning how to sacrifice short-term pleasures. Very important, super important. And when I say short-term pleasures, I mean extravagant spending, impulse buying, right? Spending on things because you got to have it right now. Oh, I saw that dress and I had to have it. Oh man, I saw those shoes, those gym shoes. I've been looking for them for all this time. I got to have them, right? You got to be able to say, hey, hold up, 30-day rule. Don't get it yet. Let me think on it for 30 days. If I want it after 30 days, I'll get it. Maybe that's what you got to do. But when you learn to do that, it's going to lead to much more significant gains for your wealth in the long run. Guarantee you. And then investing the money, right? Maybe investing the money that you were going to spend on that immediate enjoyment, whatever that was, right? So that you're getting a return on the money as opposed to spending the money, right? Every time you spend money, the return on that goes down. The experience may go up, but the return goes down. Thanks so much, Frank the Bank. I appreciate it. Frank said, for all the inspiration, and hold it down for us Black finance creators. Yes, I'm a Black finance creator. Thank you so much, Frank. I appreciate it so much, more than you know. Thanks for that super chat. I really do appreciate it. And that's what I'm here for, just to drop some nuggets, swoop in, swoop out, give you a little bit of knowledge and get on about my day, right? So I appreciate that. Thanks so much, Frank. But stuff, material possessions, and I got to have it right now mentality, that just leads to a lifetime of struggle waiting to happen. That just leads to a lifetime of really poverty. It's really a poverty way of thinking. I have to, when I talk to people about money, guys, I have to always look out for for a poverty mindset. Let me tell you what I mean by that. A poverty mindset. I grew up in a house with, I'm the youngest of 5. Okay. So for example, when there was food, it's like, man, I got to get that piece of pie. I got to get that piece of cake. It might not be there when I'm done. I may not be able to go back for seconds. I'm going to pile everything on my plate right now, right? And this is what happens. This is the poverty mentality that we have a lot of times with our money, right? We say, I got to go get it. I got to have it right now. And we're used to just saying, oh, man, I grew up with nothing. Now I have a job making $50,000 a year, $80,000 a year, 6 figures, whatever it is. Now I got to go get something. Oh, as soon as I make money, I'm going to go get that brand new car that I've always looked at and saw in the magazine, because now I got the money. I got to go get it, because that type of mentality means that every time you make more, you're going to spend more. And if every time you make more, you spend more, you'll never have nothing. You'll never have enough, because you make more, you spend more. What I try to tell people to do is make more, spend the same. Make even more, spend the same. Right? Now you're making $150,000 a year. You're still spending like you make $30,000, $40,000 a year. And now you got a big old cushion in between your expenses and your income. And now you can invest like crazy because you got out of the habit of make more, spend more. Right? But a lot of times people that grew up with not a lot, they overcompensate when they start having stuff or when they start having the ability to. You all know somebody like most of you know somebody like this. They didn't grow up with much. As soon as they started making money, what did they start doing? Started buying stuff, right? Started buying whatever they could buy, right? Not understanding that you're just overcompensating because you never had much growing up, right? So we got to get out of that. That's just a lifetime of struggle in terms of money that's waiting to happen. You got to be able to tell yourself no. If you can't tell yourself no, prepare to struggle with money the rest of your life. I said it. Right? If you can't tell yourself no, you're going to struggle with money the rest of life, because every time you make money, you're going to spend money. Money's going to do what? What do we all say? We always say money is going to burn a hole in your pocket. Right? You got it in your pocket, you got to spend it. You got it in your pocket, you got to spend it. And trust me, I've been there. Again, grew up with nothing, so I understand now I could go buy anything I want to buy in the store, right? I have to stop myself to say, don't buy it. Don't do that. Chill out. Just because you have money doesn't mean you got to spend the money, right? Listen, you don't have to have a fancy car or a big old house or designer clothes to be a million, just because you're to be a million. You don't have to have all that stuff, right? In fact, people that who are obsessed with having material things are usually less likely to become wealthy. So my thing is, focus on investing your money and building your assets and lowering your liabilities, as opposed to always having to have something, as opposed to immediate gratification. Try employing some delayed gratification in your life. right? Remember this, guys. It takes time. Time is underrated as far as I'm concerned when it comes to money. Time is underrated. It takes time to invest. It takes time to build wealth. They call it building wealth because you actually have to build it, right? It takes time to build it. For most of us are not inheriting $100,000 from parents, $50,000 from grandparents. Most of us are not doing that, right? So for 99.9% of us, it's going to take some time and it's going to be a process. Rich is a process. Wealth is a process. Having something is a process. You got to go through the process. Part of the process is delaying gratification. If you have to be gratified right now, immediately, you know what's going to happen? You're going to be running to every get-rich-quick scheme that you can get your hands on and you find. Somebody's going to be able to sell you some snake oil. They're going to be able to sell you a box of Cheerios and call it donut seeds, right? You're going to be taken in by every scheme that comes your way because you cannot delay gratification and you don't want to allow the process to happen. There's no shortcuts to wealth. I should have just titled the video that. There's no shortcuts to wealth. I don't care what they tell you on that podcast that you watch every day or you listen to every day or on Spotify. I don't care what they tell you on any of that stuff that you see. Those advertisements you get that come through your feed on IG and TikTok, wherever you are, right? There's no shortcuts to wealth. Doesn't happen. Everybody that's a millionaire has a story. Now listen, yes, there are trust fund babies out there that get inherited money, right? They're out there. I'm not saying they're not. But the vast majority of us, we're not going to get to wealth by shortcuts. Shortcuts really in terms of money and wealth, shortcuts, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. Shortcuts are for lazy people that don't want to put in the work, that don't want to go through the process, that don't want to delay gratifications. Looking for a shortcut. Excuse me. And what happens is you make yourself susceptible to scams, to being scammed. Because you think there's a shortcut to getting $100,000 invested in the stock market. You think there's a shortcut to having and owning 10 rental properties. I like to be honest, straight up with you guys. I don't like to pull punches or fake the funk or play games. I don't want to toy with your mind. None of that. I'm not trying to make things sound better than they are. Building wealth is a process and it takes time. And if you're not willing to put in the time, try to find a get-rich scheme, right? I'm pretty optimistic. I'm not pessimistic. I'm a pretty optimistic person. But I like to be honest and upfront, right? If you're looking for shortcuts, hey, I'm not the guy that's going to teach you or show you, right? How to day trade and make $20,000 today. I'm probably not that person, right? Right? I want you to be above average, but I want you to understand the process. When you understand the process of building wealth, then you understand the importance of building a strong foundation. What's a strong foundation with money? Having an emergency fund, paying off your debt, right? Not taking on new debt on anything going down in value, only building your assets, things going up in value, right? Doing a net worth statement once a month. Doing a written unique budget every single month, revisiting that budget to make sure you're on track. Those are foundational things. They're not sexy. They're not pretty. They're not fancy. They may not get me a lot of likes on YouTube, but it's what you should be doing. And it's what somebody should be telling you should be doing instead of trying to get you to believe that somehow you can make a shortcut to building wealth and you can get rich quick. Right? Trying to get rich quick going to keep you rich poor or keep you poor quick. Right? Instead of get rich quick, you're going to get poor quick. I don't want you to take the easy way out, right? I want you to do it, but I want you to do it the right way so you build a strong foundation. I'm not saying you're supposed to struggle. I'm saying you're supposed to put in the work and do the stuff and go through the process, and it takes time. And don't look for ways to get around doing stuff. You got to delay gratification. You have to have the patience to build wealth. And a lot of people, they don't have the patience. They want it now, right? And because they want it now, those are the ones you see getting scammed, right? If you do what's hard, life's going to be easy. I don't know who said that, right? If you do what's hard, life is easy. But if you insist on always doing what's easy, life is going to be harder, right? That's it. That's my 5 things that you got to give up immediately to build wealth. Excuse me. They lied to you when they told you that you can have it all. You can't have it all. You really can't have it all. You got to sacrifice some things, guys, to get to where you want to go. Somebody said there's never been a better time to buy. I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, big up to you, Jimna. Chris Dukes, good to have you here. Delayed gratification is the cornerstone to sound decisions in general. Correct, Christopher. I agree. Number 5, delayed gratification. Teach them young. Is that Eileen? Yeah, Eileen, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Some people said black people are taught to consume and have no money left over. A lot of people are taught to consume. Black, blue, orange, green are taught to consume, right? Yeah, in our culture, we're taught to be, our culture meaning black people culture in America, yes, we're taught to be consumers, but I think a lot of people are taught to be consumers as well, right? Somebody said Parkinson's Law. Never heard of that. Yes, overcompensating we do. I'm looking at some of the chats from a while back. Jack and the Beanstalk. Yep. Whenever you buy something, the seller is thankful that he dumped it on you. But that's it, guys. That's my 5 things to give up immediately, right? I hope I didn't step on any toes in this live, guys. I don't mean to step on your toes. I just want to give it to you the way that I know is effective, which is straight up. No beating around the bush. No making it look like, right? I don't want to put lipstick on a pig. Is that what the saying is, right? I got all these sayings in my head. I don't know exactly how to say them. I don't want to put lipstick on a pig, right? I want to tell you the truth, right? I'm here to tell you what I believe is the truth, right? My opinion on what the truth is after all these years of building wealth. I had to build my wealth. I pulled mine up out of the gutter, right? From nothing, zero, below nothing. And I was a grown adult person. I wasn't no poor child. I was a poor child, but I was still poor when I was 30. Okay? I didn't have anything handed down to me. I had to figure this thing out on my own. Right? Now what I do on this YouTube channel, on Smart Money Bro, on YouTube, is I try to help other people figure it out before they get to be 30. Or even when they're 50. Right? So, again, don't be mad at me, but I hope you guys got something of value out of this live, out of this video, something you can share. I could have put this in a 10-minute video. I could have put it in a 12-minute video, but sometimes some things need to have a little bit more explanation. So I wanted to bring it to you guys live. We're going to be on here again. Don't forget, free stuff is in the description box. We're going to check that stuff out. Go down. People that put YouTube videos up, they put stuff in that description box that's helpful. And a lot of times people kind of skirt over it. There's some good stuff down there. So check that stuff out, right? There's, 24 Laws of Money free ebook, my free ebook, 24 principles that help me build my wealth. There's the Mint Mobile link that's there. There's the STREAMYARD link that's there. There's my one-on-one coaching, how to join this channel. All those things are down there. And we are working on some merch, by the way, guys. So we're working on that as well. Right? Somebody said taking good care of your mental and spiritual health is the best self-care. Yeah, that can be free, right? Prayer and meditation is free, right? Definitely is. So I appreciate you guys for being here, for hanging out with me, spending some time with me. Share the video with somebody who you care about who needs to see this video, or put it in your, on your social media timeline, whatever it may be, guys. Listen, check out the other videos that I have out there. I got a bunch of shorter videos that are really breaking some of these things down as well. I'm going to see you on Saturday, a couple of days from now at 11 o'clock a.m. We're going to dig into this money that's being generated by this upcoming football game that I think is really interesting. I think you'll enjoy that, guys. So, hey, as I always say, the best person who's going to take care of the old you is that young, energized you that has the time that the old you doesn't have. Guys, take good care of yourself and always take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.